I was having a barbecue last night outside and the neighbour's dog was going crazy. I don't know why. Like, why do dogs bark so much?
Well, you know, there's a number of reasons why dogs bark. It's perfectly natural and that's what they're meant to do.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's great when they warn us that an intruder's coming, or they might be barking from excitement when they see you or see each other. But when it becomes a problem, there could be a number of reasons that you really need to investigate why.
So there's different types of reasons.
Oh,
why.
Absolutely. So there's things like anxiety and boredom is a big one. So you might know if the dog is barking later in the day, for example, if an owner's out at work all day and the dog starts barking in the afternoon, generally that's a sign that it's boredom because they've been left alone, they haven't had enough mental and physical stimulation that they need, so hence they start doing some destructive behaviour, barking, digging, all that kind of stuff. Anxiety tends to happen a little earlier in the day, so often when the owner has just left. So if you're not sure, you do think that your dog is barking or suffers from either of those, you can actually check with your neighbours and see what's going on, and then that can help address some of those. They're tough to address, particularly the anxiety one, so I would suggest people go to our website if you want to find out more about that. But boredom is things like interactive toys.
Okay.
Give them a bone to chew, making sure they've got plenty of exercise before you go to work, and just keeping them stimulated throughout the day. Even a doggy walker coming in halfway through the day is a good idea there.
Yeah, right. What about some of the other ones?
Well, there's some obvious ones, like people that have their dog at the front gate, but there's also attention seeking is a big one. So when you've got them out in the backyard and they're barking to be let in, or they're even barking at you, which he can do a little bit as well, or give you a bit of a nudge to try and get you to do what they want you to do, whether it be play ball or just, you know, get your attention. They're all different reasons, and some of the common ones where it can be a bit of a problem.
So I've had a dog barking at my back door, you know, just wanting to get let in. But I know that if I go and yell at it or let it in, both of those things are the wrong thing to do, aren't they?
They are, and look, that is probably one of the ways that we really reinforce barking in our dogs and really help set up some bad behaviour, because what we're doing is we're giving the dog what it wants at that time, so we're rewarding it for the barking.
Yeah, such a tough one. But what if they don't stop barking?
Well, yeah, that could be tough too. So there's a couple of ways of dealing with this. So if your dog is out there barking to be let in, at some point generally, dogs do stop. You know, even if it's just for a couple of seconds. So what I tend to do is I'm waiting at the back door. And that moment that they're quiet, that's when I'll open it. Yes. So they've actually been rewarded for stopping barking.
So rewarding them for being quiet.
Exactly, and that's where we always go wrong with most behaviour problems. we reinforce the bad behaviour without knowing it. Some other simple tips on the territorial stuff, obviously, if you keep them in the front yard, put them in the backyard. Sometimes if they're in a house and they're watching the cars and people go by, put the blind down, maybe leave the radio or television on as well, about masking the noise as well. Yeah, so they're really some of the little tips.
Okay, well, I'll probably suggest it to my neighbour.
Yeah, I think so. Find out why. And a good thing is again, they can check out the website to find out some tips around that, or if they do need some help, a trainer. So I would recommend going to the NDTF website to get some help.
Well, thanks for the tips.
Yes, no worries. Or perhaps I can go around and see them.
Yeah, maybe we'll have a talk to these guys.
I think we might.